Sonoma. Good friends. My name is Tutso OK. I'm going to try to entertain you for the hour, or thereabouts. I'm going to ask that you help grow the party and reach into your friends list and invite some of your friends. Now, a word from our sponsors. Oh!
you.